All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Saggies, let's get into this. So, we're going to ask which direction is our Sag headed? Where are they sailing to? Coming apart. I want to say, oh, I can't remember who it was now. Some other zodiac got this one. But wherever Sag is headed right now, and I assume that they're master of their own ship since we see this sailing ship behind me, I'm going to say that it looks like Sag is either having something. They're like distancing themselves from an old lifestyle, from an old way of being. They could be starting to feel very, I don't want to say it, not fractured. This isn't a negative energy. This is about separating themselves from maybe a lifestyle or a choice that no longer suits them. Yeah, Eight of Cups. Okay. And King of Pentacles. I think that Sag is separating themselves off from a poverty mindset. They are separating themselves and walking away from something that was not financially stable, and they're moving into a time where they have a better relationship with finances and money. They see finances and money not as something where it's like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get it. It's so hard to accumulate. Instead, I think they're about to, like, when we say coming apart, I'm picturing somebody who's like opening up their wallet so they can receive things that come into their wallet instead of, we can think of like, oh God, every time I open my wallet, money just flies out. I'm picturing we have to open our hands or open our wallet to receive finances coming in. So this coming apart, this opening up of like mentality, mindset, welcoming in a different relationship, walking away from one mentality so we can go toward the King of Pentacles. Now, I'm talking about it in relationship to money because we got stacks of it in this story, right? But in truth, it could be the entire emotional connection that our character has toward abundance as a whole. And of course, abundance is one of those things that we could talk about abundance of, emotion. We could talk about abundance in relationship, abundance in romance. We do have this Nine of Pentacles, so we have a lot of financial abundance once again coming in. I think that Sag is breaking apart, breaking away, separating themselves off from whatever their past energy, relationship, mentality had been. And as they walk toward financial abundance, they themselves are starting to really bask in it. It feels like it comes much easier to them. This is a single person's energy, but we have a really wonderful potential either boss or so this could be that Sag is starting a new boss and it's going to feel much more collaborative as well as maintaining a level of independence. So maybe Sag is going to be paid more. And that's going to make them feel like, wow, I can finally take that trip, down to wine country, out to wine country, up to wine country, wherever it may be located. I can finally take that trip. I can go do the things I want to do because I have better flow of money. This feels like it began with the mindset shift. That's what it seems like to me. Sag had a mindset shift in regards to the way they look at finances, and now it is flowing into their life with ease, or will be. This storyline is all about a process, right? Because the sailing ship hasn't reached its destination. It's still out on the wide open seas. We have a Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Empress upright. With the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, this is putting an end to that hemorrhage of finances. It's also putting an end to the worries about, oh my God, am I going to lose my job? What's going to happen? I'm going to have to go find something else. How am I going to, get someone to want to hire me? There's so many worries I think that Sag had. And now the sense of security that Sag is starting to be surrounded by and kind of like lifted up by, it's really awesome. It's really profound. It's really extreme. They are going to be in a very supported energy, a very, I just see the Sag really rocking it. They're rocking it financially. They're rocking it mentally. I think they're about to recognize that their skills and their talents are highly desired, that their ability to create wealth is very much within their own hands, and that they have a huge sense of stability. I wonder if this isn't a story where for quite a long time our Sag had a lot of concerns, a lot of worries, like what if this falls apart? What if I lose this? Nothing's secure in life. And they might have had like a mantra of, almost without realizing it, a mantra of, you always have to be concerned and worried because you could lose your job, you could not have an income, you could have somebody that, isn't trustworthy, isn't stable. Maybe Sag unfortunately had quite a few, unstable or untrustworthy experiences in the past. But that's what's changing. And it begins with the way Sag thinks about their life. We have a two of coins. Again, I see very much like a glass half empty, glass half full kind of mentality shift. The two of pentacles is, I think Sag is probably looking at their life right now and saying, now, wait a minute. I always seem to come out all right. I always seem to make it. What if I'm starting to realize I'm not only going to keep making it, I'm going to keep excelling and I'm going to do more and it's going to snowball in a positive effect. Instead of living at a plateau and saying, oh my God, I'm so worried if anything goes wrong, I could lose. No, this is the big change you notice how we have two different hats and we notice how we have this two of pentacles and there's this promise here with the infinity symbol wrapping around the pentacles that there will always be a little bit of ebb and flow, but ultimately Sag always comes out with what they need. The universe has Sag's back. It's going to work out. And then we have the clock, and it's like, it's about time that Sag sees themselves as somebody who is successful right where they are. I wonder if this is a Sag who at one point in time kept imagining that they were supposed to have done huge additional other things, and they were always chiding themselves, always insisting to themselves that I still haven't done enough, I still didn't reach those heights. What if I can't hold on to what I've got, much less can I get skyrocket off to some huge extreme successful level. And they're finally changing the mindset around saying, wait a minute, I am successful, I have what I need right now, I have everything, and I am talented, and I am good, and I am, skilled, and I have abundance in my life already. Why didn't I see it this way? That mindset is a huge shift, but it's not just like a happy, positive mindset. Literally is backed up by tangible proof that Sag's mindset shift relaxes their energy and allows them to see more of the flow of positive energy into their life, positive abundance into their life. Now, this storyline could have an element of romance to it as well. There could be, and again, I'm going to still say that this is a Sag who's just now opening up their mind to the idea that if somebody really cares about Sag, they might have even then kind of tarnished someone caring about them by saying, yeah, but what if it doesn't last? Yeah, but I mean, sometimes people care about you and then they don't anymore, and then you're out in the cold again. Finally, Sag goes, wait a minute. What am I doing that to myself for? Not only am I somebody who's enticing and sexy and fun, I'm also somebody that has a ton to offer. Of course, someone would be interested in me, someone, who's mature and who's got their life together. Of course, they would be interested in me. Why would they not? All of this shift was so important for our Sag to come around and be able to look at themselves in this different light, look at their life in a different light, see themselves as successful. Sag needed to get to this point, and it took them a little while. We have 9 of Cups sideways. We have the Strength card upright. I'm going to say that this Sag had a lot of times in life where it didn't feel like they had the wins other people had. They're like, yeah, I don't know how other people get that magic genie. They just rub a lamp and all of a sudden, bam, they need to get a new car. Bam, they get gifted $50,000 from some relative. Bam, all that stuff happens for them. I don't know where my genie is. And I think Sag is realizing, wait a second. All this time, I haven't recognized I actually have the success already. All this time, I've been actually doing really well. All this time, without me fully appreciating it until now, I've actually lived a pretty blessed life. I have been able, through sometimes my own tenacity, my own courage, I've been able to make myself a success. Maybe it's time I acknowledge it. So this Sag really needed to pause and look at what they've already accomplished. Maybe they did it by the skin of their teeth, but they worked hard. They should be proud of themselves. Finally, our Sag is like changing their mindset. And they're like, damn, I rock. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I made my fortune. Whatever my fortune is. And it doesn't mean that somebody has to have six figures in the bank and live in a mansion. It's that, look at who I am. Count up the things I've done well for myself. I've been brave. I've been courageous. I've struggled through. I've, turned my life into everything I've done. I can say I did it. That's a life to be proud of. And it's not about having tons of money, but it's about having a mindset of abundance. I hope that makes sense. But I will say this, having the mindset of abundance, being proud of oneself, knowing that I've worked hard in my life and I've always put my best foot forward and all these things, that is already winning. That is already success. But the more Sag sees themselves that way, the more they are able to actually genuinely have a better flow of abundance and finances into their life. I love this fictional story. I think it's just such a huge uplift. And I love the fact that Sag has so much more good stuff coming toward them. Now, we do have a Nine of Swords. So, what is the stress about? All of a sudden, we have this younger masculine there. I wonder if Sag is going to need to be giving some kind of support to, maybe they have like a 20-year-old kid, or maybe they have someone that they could really give some support to. We have an Emperor. We have a Queen of Pentacles. You notice that we have a perfect match 2 times in a row. You notice that we actually have the Emperor Empress. I can't feel where my hands are. I have to look. It's so funny. We have an Emperor Empress. We have a King and Queen of Pentacles. That's pretty remarkable to see a perfectly matched duo in both ways, right? Both ways meaning at this grounded level, by the way, she sits with heaps of money, so does he. We have the Emperor Empress, the energies of being, like in command of their empire. This concern, this worry, only comes from, I would argue, not Sag at this point. Sag is having an amazing change in mindset, and therefore the mindset is changing the outcomes of their life. This could represent somebody from the past who has lost Sag, and they are aware that Sag is moving forward, and they are either sensing or dreaming or knowing that Sag is going to end up in this kind of relationship. I don't look at this as two different relationships. I look at this as all one kind of relationship. This is like Sag starts dating their boss or somebody, or they get a new job, and that's how they meet somebody amazing. And pretty soon their entire life starts to excel. Maybe they start traveling, for their career path. They go, I always think of this as like Thailand or Bali, or someplace tropical, someplace wonderful. They go out and about, they go off and explore things, and then from there they start to create an even more amazing life that's going to be filled with balance and prosperity. If somebody is watching Sag able to do that, or they're dreaming about it and it's stressing them out, then it's probably because they're missing out on that opportunity with Sag. However, this could also be possibly our masculine, only because we have a masculine here. I don't read for genders, but I'll try to tell a story based off of what we see on the cards. But I don't see why there's no evidence anywhere in this storyline that our Emperor or that our King of Pentacles would be distressed, because all we see is power, just like that's all we see with Sag. No, I think this is somebody from Sag's past. Sag had to let go of and move forward from a hurtful, painful experience from their past. And now that they are done with those hurtful, painful experiences of the past, no wonder they were maybe in a lack mentality at one point, because this Six of Swords is really one that says it was really hard to move on but I think Sag is doing it. That's what the coming apart really is. This is Sag leaving behind, and I hate to say it this way, but they're leaving behind everything that represents, in this case, some hurt energy, some stuck energy, some unhappiness, and unfortunately, it might have been connected to a relationship that was very stressful in the past. As Sag distances themselves from that, they're sailing away from it. They're sailing right into this newfound sense of, it's like when they get away from a previous relationship, everything in their life starts to get better. Their mind starts to feel happier. Their relationship, like I say, with abundance starts to get more positive. And from there, they wind up in a better romantic relationship that's stable and, consistent and something they can rely on and count on. I really think whatever Sag had in the past was really, it was bringing them down, and they're moving away from it. By the way, 46 could be a character's age. Sag could be at that point in their life where they're still really young and they're also wiser, and this is a big change. Let me get one more card on this just to kind of round this out and kind of confirm it. Yeah, Ace of Swords, this is them cutting away. This is all mental stuff, right? And it makes so much sense because it's almost as if somebody took this little sword and they cut this mindset smack dab in the middle to open things up. This is Sag cutting themselves away from a past relationship that they've been trying to move on from for a while. Whomever knows that Sag is moving away, they're very stressed out about this. They're having sleepless nights because they already know that this is really it. Sag is shifting. Something about Sag's energy has changed. I really think getting away from some mentality or some situation that was not very supportive, not very kind, not very awesome. I think it's a huge bonus in Sag's life in this storyline. A relationship that was already over, but they're finally really moving on from the ill effects of that relationship too. Like I say, the poverty mindset and all of that is changing. And that is what's heralding in all this new positive energy for Sag. They're changing, and their whole life is going to change because they finally have sailed away from the past. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye.